Hello.
Hi, Martin.
Matthias. Good to see you, and thank you for your time and that I can be here at your facilities. I just look forward to seeing how do you get it from raw material to this unique rifle.
Thank you. Thanks for coming, Michael. It's an honor that you're with us today.
Yeah.
And we will try to show you everything what we can.
Yeah.
And all the main components what we see in the production hall. And if you have any questions, just let us know.
I have a lot of questions.
And we will give you a view into the Strasser world, Strasser community.
Yeah.
Okay?
Great.
Super. Let's go. So, Michael, one of the most important steps when it comes to quality is the programming, and everything happened here in this office with our guys in the company, and they have right method to put the drawings in the correct way out to the machines and do it in the area which is a calm area, and the people are not disturbed. This is super important.
Yeah.
Otherwise mistakes can happen, and this is something what we don't want. And on the other side of our drawings, we have explained step by step when and who and what is to do, and the people have to sign it.
Ooh.
So when it comes to ISO certification,
Yes,
what
you
we
can
are,
go back and see.
and we have like a plan, and we know exactly where are the parts, what is happening with the parts, what is the next steps, and so on.
Yes.
And this is super important for us.
Yes.
Super important. Okay.
I'll just take a quick picture of it. Is that okay?
No. Okay, now welcome to the production. So what we normally do on this CNC machine is we have the grinding here, and we grind the barrel coaxial, mounted already with our barrel extension. We can work in very thin and little tolerances. So up here the magic starts when it comes to precision and to quality, and we can do the job on the grinding here by a half of a mu. So 1,000 still is what is possible here. Hundreds and thousands of barrels. Here, for example, we have the bolt heads. The last steps are the slots for the locking elements.
Yes.
This is a standard bolt head. They have to go to the quality control check, and what's happening here right now is, here you can see they have already the slots.
Yeah.
And for this check, they have to check also the measurements, the tolerances, so everything is in line. Out of the raw materials, of course, this is one of the first steps for RS 700 bolt head. Yeah. So we have to control not only in the center or in the control office. We do a double check, or every time a check on the machine, so that we know exactly, is it a good part or a bad part? Can we continue, or do we have to change?
Yes.
The RS 700 is super interchangeable with all the Remington systems, aftermarket system on the market. Every two-piece scope mount you can use from aftermarket companies or products, but when it comes to one scope mount, like the Picatinny, this comes from us, and we produce this one out of steel, and what we offer is a 0 MOA and a 20 MOA.
Yeah.
So the customer can choose whatever he wants. You see now here the raw material. So
Aluminium.
Aluminium, it's a special aluminium what we use for our rifles, and we produce a lot of parts for other companies. It's not only the rifle for us, and we are very good into aluminium production. So what you can see is also when it comes to the rifle, nearly every little part we produce out of a block of a raw material. Those CNC machines where we manufacture a lot of aluminium. Here we have the Schlagbolzenmutter for the 700, for the RS 700. This is of course a pre-hardened material. It's a steel for the firing pin mechanism.
Yes, yes.
And it's not finished yet. It will go to a coating and hardening process, and then when it comes back, we can assemble these parts. We produce these parts, not finished yet. It's the cover, aluminium. It's the aluminium cover of every RS14 Evolution or the Solo bolt action.
Yes.
So that's the bolt carrier, the cover. And this is when it's ready. Now you recognize the part maybe.
Yeah.
This is the slot where the safety is, and all the inner inserts.
Yeah. It's actually quite funny to see this part on the back side of it.
Yes.
Because
normally you don't look inside.
no.
Some more material, the bolt heads, and this is the raw material of the cover, what I've shown you before.
Yeah.
So everything starts with this. And welcome to our quality control center. Hello, Benny.
Hello. Hello.
So, Michael, what we have here is the heart of the company. It's super important to have great machines for the production, but at the same time we need great machines and measurements, tooling to analyze and check what we're doing and where we are right now. And
right now you're in the middle of a process of quality testing.
yes, that's correct. We have here a receiver. It's gonna be an Strasser RS 14 Evolution receiver. In the front you can see this is the system for the interchangeable barrel system, the mechanical way. And there is now an automatic program which analyzes a lot of points and positions what we want to have checked. Is also a CNC controlled step, and after a certain time, now we have 7 more minutes to go.
In this process.
In this process, I can see this on the screen right now.
Yes.
So on the screens you see we have the drawing of the RS 700 Evolution.
Yeah.
And Benny is using this program now. These are actually the most important informations what Benny is giving the guys in the production outside, and say, hey, we have to be carefully on this position. We lose 0.02 millimeters maybe.
Yeah.
Also, when they have to use new toolings on the machine, something can happen and they have to check it.
Yes. What I noticed first time I picked up a Strasser, I could just feel this.
It's something different.
Yes, and the people behind it have taken a lot of time and effort to make it precise. And when I shot a Strasser for the first time, I could see the result immediately. When you cycle the bolt and when you fire and you see the result on the paper, this is amazing.
So, Michael, welcome to the sandblasting area.
Yeah.
Nearly every part what you have seen in the production hall will be coated or hardened, or something happened with the surface, right?
Yeah.
And before we go to this next step, I would say 95% of all these parts will be sandblasted. And here we have different machines with different sand. And here, for example, Elena is taking care of the bolts. And as you know, we are very famous for the smooth action. So this is one step, but the reason or the big question afterwards, what happened here is a top secret. I cannot tell you, because otherwise we will not be the only one with the smoothest action on the world. So this will stay here and will not go outside. Okay.
So now we have been in the production.
Yes.
Now we are in the assembly area.
In the assembling area,
yeah.
Here it's a little bit quieter than in the production room.
And here it's where all the big ideas and big things are happening.
This is one corner of where the big ideas happen, yes.
Yes.
And where we also put or assemble the rifles, of course, together. And what I wanted to show you here is we have the RS14 Evolution.
Yeah.
The best seller or the flagship from Strasser company, and we had this main part, the receiver, in the quality control room.
Yes, that was this part.
Yeah, and now it's black, and everything is assembled together. And starting now from this point, Michael, we want to introduce you also for the very first time, especially to you and for Denmark, the RS 700, the new rifle.
Yes.
The start for the selling, the first batch of the RS 700 will go out in July approximately. Yep. And we are super focused on the production. And here you can see the three main models what we have, as well one example, a very good example of what is possible with this new RS 700. The main focus on the RS14, when I jump one little step back, is the interchangeable barrel system.
Yes.
Right now 27 different calibers. And the other philosophy and why we did it, or what was for us the reason to make some new step forwards in a super great direction, will tell you Martin. And he is the head of the technic part as well, and my right hand. And since a couple of years we work super good together. And yeah, you're right here. Good ideas happen and start.
Yeah. We have Martin.
Hi.
Hi, and good to see you. Thank you for taking your time to talk to me about this new RS 700.
Thank you for being here. So the RS 700 was, the idea for the RS 700 came 4 years ago. We already have 30,000 variations of our RS14 and 14 Evolution models. You know, with all the barrels, calibers, stock choices we offer. But now we thought, what can we improve on our rifle? How can we make our product more attractive for the customers? And so we take a close look on other very successful weapon systems, such as the AR-15, of course, the Glock pistol, and the Remington 700 rifle. The Remington 700 exists since 1964 and was produced 20 million times and 7 million times by Remington itself. So there is a big there are a lot of aftermarket manufacturers around the Remington action. So we thought, okay, let's have a look. Maybe we can put our Straightpull action into the footprint of a Remington 700. And voila, here we are. 4 years later, we made it. Our RS 700 is compatible with all Remington barrels, magazine wells, magazines, triggers, two-piece scope mounts, stocks, of course. So you can build your own personal Straightpull rifle.
And down to every bit of screws and springs?
Yes.
As well? Yeah?
Yeah, the action screws.
Yes.
The springs and everything in the action is built for our rifle.
Of course.
Yeah, yeah. But the action screws are the same.
Yeah, and you told me earlier that you have had quite a lot of headache by
downsizing it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
down
right.
Down to the Remington 700.
Yeah, that's right. So we simplified the system to the point where we could, where we kept all the important features of the rifle, but we were able to downsize it to a Remington 700 short action footprint, and this was quite a headache, but we managed to make it, and finally it is here 4 years later.
Yes.
So,
and it looks awesome.
Thank you very much. So this is the heart of the RS 700. This is the receiver. I'm gonna get me a bolt. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's the same system like on the RS 14, 14 Evolution, Solo Evolution, but built to the footprint of the Remington 700. In our case, we use the Ramage style barrels. Ramage means we have a counter nut over the barrel to tighten the barrel, to adjust the headspace in the company. We use the same shaped recoil lugs, but they're replaceable with every other recoil lug as well. We use Timney triggers. Can we see that on the camera? Let's turn it around. They are branded for us. It's the
Strasser and Timney.
Strasser and Timney, yeah. And together with Strasser, we together with Timney, Strasser has a very strong partner in triggers. It's a world-known company.
It is.
Excellent triggers. It's the Hunter Elite trigger, which can be adjusted right out of the factory. It comes with 1.2 kilograms, 2.5 pound of trigger weight.
And goes down to?
Goes down to around about 400, 500 grams. So you can, I adjusted it on my green gun here down to 500, which seems for me a good choice for hunting and sport shooting. Yeah. But that's the big benefit of the RS 700. If you don't like the trigger, hey, you can buy another one.
Yeah, or just adjust it to your needs.
Exactly.
Yes.
In this case, we use one of our three barrel shapes.
Yeah.
It's the so-called long range action. It's a 26-inch barrel, which we offer in 308, 6.5 Creedmoor, 6.5 PRC, and 6.5 47 Lapua for long range shooting. Then we have a second, a bit shorter barrel. It's a 24-inch semi-weight, which we don't have here right now. No. But the gun you pointed on is the hunting-shaped trigger. The hunting-shaped barrel. Yeah. 22-inch long, and a muzzle diameter of almost 17 millimeters. All of these barrels come with a muzzle thread to accommodate the silencer.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
So the one you mentioned before is the semi-weight. Is in between from the hunter and the long range.
Exactly, yes.
Yep. Yeah.
So as you can see, the bolt movement is very, very smooth. Just like on the RS14. On the RS700, we use steel receiver instead of the aluminum receiver, because the locking elements now lock in the receiver, not in the barrel extension anymore. So now we have steel on steel, which gives it a more quality feeling, you know, yes. Steel on steel. Almost the whole gun is made out of steel and aluminum. We use almost no synthetic materials except the bolt knob and the 3-round polymer magazines. Everything else steel and aluminum.
Yes. So it's very rugged.
Yeah, it is.
It's easy going left and right hand shooters.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to the Avatar or to the XRS chassis, because it's ambidextrous.
Yes.
So you take this right bolt out, left inside, and
so the only thing different is you order the whole rifle as ambidextrous, but only buy this one special.
Yes.
And can you tell me a little bit about the Picatinny rails here? Oh yeah, on the RS14 it's of course integrated.
Integrated, yes.
On the RS700 you can have it in different mores.
Yeah,
20.
right. So we offer two different Picatinny rails built out of steel, of course. One with 0 MOA and one with 20 MOA. And by offsetting the Picatinny rail to the rear, we achieve exactly the same position as with the Remington 700 short action. So even this feature is absolutely similar to the Remington 700.
All right. Yeah, and we actually saw the Picatinny rail in the production.
White finished, yes, that's correct.
Yes.
There is so much more to be said about the Strasser rifles. And you heard the man, even before the RS700 was born, there were so many different ways you could enjoy the smoothest straight pull action in the world. And this summer, for the first time ever, with the Remington 700 compatible aftermarket parts, the options are endless. If you never held a Strasser, you should carefully consider it, because it might just be love at first shot, like it was for me. And to the Strasser family, thanks for letting me inside with a camera and showing me where the magic happens.